Sorry I didn't
Well,
draw
we
it
love
back
you.
out.
You know, it's always that the people that are here always feel that it should be here. The people that are present are the most important
That's
people.
right. Thank you.
Well, Shannon's.
She hasn't made it yet, but she'll be coming.
She may pop in just a
I
little
thought
late.
you said some people said they're coming.
They did, but they probably didn't.
The most important people.
Most
are already
important
here.
people
Yeah.
are here. So.
Exactly.
I wouldn't
Okay.
classify myself
Okay.
as
Yeah.
important.
That's so yep. That's,
All right.
That's the truth.
Yes, Dad.
That's the truth.
Okay, so let's just start, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. I don't know what all I'm gonna say. This is odd, but I'll do my best.
You'll do your best.
Okay.
Even though there's only like.
So this all started before these two little ones even entered the world. Phil and I did triathlons before you, Ruby. We did triathlons, and
Like how
Mom would
long before?
like several years before you. And Mom struggled in the swim, and it was very difficult. And
I think I've seen it
yeah, you have. Yeah, you have. And then
in the 80s.
in the 80s, yes, I
Were you
wasn't
in
doing
the
them in the 80s.
Were you in the 80s?
I was born in the 80s. Yes, Ruby. Yes.
Me too. How
See, this is good. It's interactive.
You get that picture?
Oh,
This
it's
is-
falling.
What's? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. So I guess what kind of prompted all this was, I think right after having Hazel, I qualified for nationals, and I went out, and I went to Oklahoma, or was it Omaha, Nebraska, and I got my butt kicked, and I finished in the 50s
You got your
out of
butt
over
kicked?
100 some women in my age group. But
You
this,
only got 50?
yeah, but this is what I wanted. You see what's on there? My name.
No? Yeah.
And I would race, and I would see people with all these things with their names on their backs, because
Oh, sorry.
that's where some of them had them on our backs, on your butts. That's where they had it. And I'd see them, and Ruby, I thought, I want that. I said, I want that. I want the jersey with my name on my butt. What do I gotta do?
That is on your butt.
Yeah.
Did the
So
magic work?
yes.
Yeah.
So I kept trying, and I kept competing. And in 2021, I flew down to
Chicago.
Texas
Texas, I've never
all by
been.
myself.
Yep, I
What?
remember that.
Texas?
All by myself, and
With no one?
With
No one was even in Texas?
no one was even there. So that was 2022, and just before that, in August of 2021, at Nationals in Milwaukee, I placed 5th, which qualified me to go to Montreal in the summer of 2022, and that was my first
Nobody cares.
world. Oh, Ruby, people care. Let me tell you, Mom cares.
Harsh critic.
You can survive this audience.
I know I can survive this audience.
Yeah,
Please don't
really.
post anything.
Brutal.
So I hired Jennifer Harrison coaching, and Jennifer worked with me and supported me at the Draft Legal Sprint in Texas, and I qualified to go to Abu Dhabi in the fall. So Phil, Hazel, Ruby, grandmas, Aunt and
I
Uncle
wasn't
from.
even getting a picture.
You were
of it.
in it. Yeah.
You're like, huh?
This was from Montreal, and I got to race my Amanda Gold flecked bike on
I
a crit
wasn't
style
ready
course.
to take a picture. I was like, huh? What?
I know.
It was so hot.
It was hot, and I had the second fastest female bike time out of all the women competing that day.
So you're the last one.
I
that-
finished
Race?
6th in my
Yes.
age group. I was very fast. It was awesome. And we all went, Ruby, and you and Hazel went to a theme park, and Dad lost you, and all of a sudden you were coming down a
Zip line.
zip line. Yes, so it's a family
Wow.
I
affair.
got lost in Menards.
So we went to Montreal, and then that
And then I
fall,
got lost on the zip line by myself.
and you were on the zip line by yourself.
Dad
and
was
then-
like, I'm so worried.
Ruby, you ready? Do you know what happened that fall, Ruby?
Then he won.
Do you remember where Mom and Dad went that fall?
Then he went to adventure.
I'm gonna pass that because you can
Wait,
look through
did
it.
you have your face on the back on that one?
We went to Abu Dhabi,
Where's that?
and Mom qualified to do the super sprint,
Oh, of course.
and they also let me do the standard because I had qualified. And so that day I went out and did the super sprint, which was, correct
And
me if
then
I'm
Mom
wrong,
did a very
400 meter swim in the Persian Gulf with jellyfish of all shapes and sizes.
Oh.
And then I had a 6.2 mile bike and a 1.4 mile run as fast as I could. And I finished third in my age group. And it was amazing.
What were
Mom, are
we in
you
age group?
in this?
Third.
That's what I said, yeah.
Third in my age group. And then less than 48 hours later, I went and did a standard race in 95-degree heat and sun and finished, I think, 16th or top 15, somewhere in there. It was awesome. Yeah, we went
And then
to,
when Mommy got off the camel, she almost
yeah, we had a lot of fun. We got to go see the world when we were
And we went
there.
to Disney World. And they went to
Yes.
the top of something.
Yes, we went to the top of Burj Khalifa.
I
So
want to
we
see
did-
that book.
We did that. And
Without
after,
us.
do you remember where did we go the summer before last? Do you remember where we went?
Canada.
No, Canada was before that. Where did we go with the
We
grandmas?
went to England.
Yeah, we went to Hamburg. And so Mom qualified to go to Hamburg too.
And then we went to England.
Yes.
Okay.
And I brought this because before Don got me a compact one, this flew to Montreal and this flew all the way over to Abu Dhabi. And I know that sounds crazy. It went to Texas with me, but I had the suitcase, I put it in, and I left other things at home because this was my pump that I knew I could make work wherever I went.
It's been in more places than I have.
It's been
Lots of
everywhere.
places.
And this bike, I raced in Abu Dhabi, I raced it in Hamburg, and I just raced it in Spain. And my average speed is, my goal is always around 23 miles an hour.
23 miles.
And then Don got me a fancy back wheel that I haven't used a whole lot. I used it
Fancy
some,
back
but I was afraid to take it. Oh, is that a new pump? That's what I need. And so here's our little book. You gotta check that out. That one is from when we went to Germany. And so in Germany, I did the sprint, and I again finished top 15. And then I also did the team relay there. So that's every race you go to, you get a pin for the event where it is, and then your participation medals for competing. And then the last one, which
Yeah, you run.
I will tell you is probably the most exciting because I met so many people from all over the world. No, we didn't take you there. Sorry, honey. Top things, one, out on the bike because the draft legal sprint, I kept catching up to this girl from Gibraltar. And her last name, Macedo, and her and I drafted back and forth for the entire 12 mile bike that we did in the draft legal sprint. Hazel. And she was awesome. She was my wing woman, and we did the 2 laps together and killed it. And we had like 20-mile-an-hour crosswinds that day. It was crazy. It was the day that one man drowned while I was out in the water in the swells. It was supposed to be a 750-meter long swim, and it turned out to be over 1,100 meters for the sprint. So it was a really difficult race. Yeah, and I think I finished 16th or something that day, which was fine.
Really good.
But then less than 48 hours later, I came out, I did the standard, and I believe I finished 15th or top 15, and I killed it. I maintained 7 40-minute miles on my run. I had a great swim. My bike was awesome, and it was still a windy day. I had ESPN reach out to me and did a long interview about the conditions because I was swimming in the Mediterranean, and where do I swim? Lake Geneva. Geneva Lake, in the clear water, right? There's no jellyfish. There's no current that's pulling me like crazy. I'm not lining up with 75 women in little boxes and going off on the gun. And here, that's my book from that race.
So long was that?
How'd you deal with the jellyfish? Just keep swimming?
It was
Yeah.
at our cabin too.
Yeah, there are freshwater jellyfish if you're not aware, and they're disgusting. But Hazel, these ones bite. Well, not bite, they'll sting you. If you touch it, it will sting you. And I don't know if it just happened to be when my waves were in the Persian Gulf, but they were always at different levels. And I just keep swimming, just keep swimming. So I didn't, but a lot of people got stung. That was horrible for jellyfish. It was really bad. In the Mediterranean, one day I saw it, I'm like, what was that? And then it dawned on me it was a pretty large jellyfish in the water.
I give you a lot of credit.
Can you touch the top of it?
You can't touch them. And it's not like they come to get you, it's more like you just
They're
run into
swimming,
them.
yeah.
Or, yeah.
But still, they're creepy.
So,
little baby.
yes, baby. So in order to go to Worlds, you have to finish top 10 in the sprint or top 18 in the Olympic at Nationals to qualify. And then they do rollbacks. They have a Team USA, you meet with the team, they have packages for traveling with the team if you wanna go with the team, and, but most of it's just racer supported. I brought a few, there's a few other things, I know it's like the world's talk, but if you didn't know, Bob, you'll find this very interesting. Last summer I signed up to do an off-road triathlon.
Yeah.
About 3 weeks prior, I found out it was mountain bike only, and it was on mountain bike trails. So we had a few problems. One, I didn't own a mountain bike, and two, I don't mountain bike, and I didn't really know how to mountain bike, and I don't really like to mountain bike. So Anne graciously donated her bike, and I'm not sure if if Chris Schmidt knew his wheels went on the bike or not. Chris Schmidt's wheels were on it, and Butch Welke took me out on the courses at Canopy and taught me how to ride like 2 or 3 times. Then I got to the race, went out the night before, still have the mark on my leg here where I went over rocks, crashed, then I tried it again, made it over, but I had an open wound. And so if you know anything about swimming in the fresh water, you don't go with open wounds or you're gonna get infected. So then the night before I went and got that covered up and figured out how to cleanse it and have a waterproof bandage. And then the next day I raced, and only the top one in each age group qualified to go to Italy in the fall for the Xterra Worlds, and I did it. I finished second female overall. I did not go because I was told I was not qualified to ride on the mountain bike trails of Italy.
Oh,
But I did it. And
that's amazing.
it was awesome because
Yeah.
it was a half-mile swim in fresh water in Indiana, and then the bike ride was 2 loops. I don't remember how long it was, maybe 12, 13 miles. It seemed long, and then a trail run, which was like 4 miles. That was a piece of cake, but still hilly. And so I know it's like small and silly, but I tried something new, and
Yeah,
actually it was really fun.
Butch must have been really proud of you.
I think so. I gave him a lot of kudos. And then let's not forget Phil, who travels to all the races and helps put the bike together. And then Don is like on call at all hours in case we're struggling to like turn something the right way to get the pedals on, because my bike, just the wheels and the pedals come off and it goes with me. And then Phil is so good about helping me get it together and making sure it rides.
Who is next with the book? Have
That's
you
it.
seen the back of it with the crazy hair?
So this summer, Nationals are back in Milwaukee in August, and I'll compete in the sprint in the Olympic. Mm-hmm.
Is that Marcella's?
No, that's right over here. You've been to that. Yeah. And then I'll try to
So when is
qualify
that?
again for
When is that?
Worlds.
The Milwaukee. When is it?
It's like the 6th and 7th of
Oh.
August.
Of August. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you qualify, you go where?
For 2026, it'll be Spain. 2025 is Australia. It's Pontevedra.
Okay.
So this time we were in
Is that
Malaga.
Australia?
Yeah.
That's the only country that its own continent. I learned that in literacy,
You did, huh?
not social studies literacy.
Oh, good. Good. So I just feel like this is, and I always bring this jacket because Ann tells me every race I go to, don't forget to wear your jacket at the end. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do good, Ann. I'm not gonna do good. And I always bring my jacket, and more times than not, I end up wearing it. So I always.
And your foremost
And my
hat.
foremost
I
hat.
always tell you
Got
wear
to.
that too,
My
right?
foremost hat,
Foremost
so
cap.
Get that foremost cap on
those
there.
are my like.
Yeah.
Had that book, please?
Those are my little things.
We-
Yeah, and the
We
poster
want
that
you
Ann
representing,
made-
you know?
Yes. I don't know, it gets you up and it gets you going when you have something to look forward to, and like this year's, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this year's been a lot, right, with work and life, and I don't have a world competition I'm going to, so I think I've kind of struggled a little bit to keep in the routine, because it's pretty early going, and
Yeah.
Well, I can do it for you.
you can do it for me.
I can do
When are
it
you
for
gonna start
flip.
competing? When will she start?
So Hazel, can you talk about,
Shut up.
Not me.
I want you to talk about, come here, come talk about your 2 races. Tell me about, stand up and show everybody your jacket. Let's tell them about your jacket. There's somebody here. You can see. Hazel has her Spain triathlon jacket. So she was proudly representing the other day when she was biking with me. She competed in the kids tri in Chicago. And your time was 21 minutes and 42 seconds, Hazel. And then you also did the Wakanda one, right? And because you did 2 races, she actually finished top in whatever the age group was for Illinois triathlons last summer.
You need to get her faster than this.
She does need a road bike because your mountain bike. Ruby needs to take the
Why are you
mountain
looking
bike.
at me like that?
So,
No,
so
you're not getting up.
Hazel, did you tell Don what you did Sunday? Was that Sunday? That was Sunday,
It was
right?
Sunday,
Yeah.
Easter morning, probably the most memorable Easter yet.
Yeah.
I said to Hazel, you want to go bike with me when I go for a run? And she said, yeah. I'm like, all right, we're going on Snake Road. So we biked from our house downtown, up out of Lake Geneva, onto Snake Road, and all the way just about to the bottom where the super steep one goes up. We didn't go up that one, and then turned back around. That was 7 miles.
And I saw this mother and daughter running past my window, and I'm thinking,
Who's that?
who is that? And then I realized, oh, that's
You.
these two. How about that? It was impressive. They were impressive.
And
as
Anne
always.
was at Wakanda, and so was Shannon cheering you on. Yeah, you did really good.
Do we have to call her Black Panther now?
Here, I'll take one. But yeah, so
But Emily, I think like for me, when I witness you is when I watch you, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you blend it all. And if right, even he's saying, how do you even how do you even do it? How do you get your day all blocked off and achieve all the things you do?
how do we do it, Phil?
Not sure.
Mom wakes up at, I mean, if I'm gonna work out, I have to be working out by 5. So the YMCA opens at 5, and generally my maximum is 2,500 meters, so that's about 1.5 miles, and that's about the max I can do because I have to be out of the pool by 6 to get home, see the kids, shower, eat breakfast, and leave for school by 6:45, 6:50 at the latest, so I can be to school by 7:05, 7:05, and then work. Some days I'll leave by 3:30 to get the girls at 3:45, but a lot of the days they'll take the bus to the shop, or family friends will help get them to dance or whatever, so that I'm generally home by 4:45 or 5. But yeah, the workouts happen generally in the morning. The weekends though, that's when I have a 2-hour stint. We've been very fortunate to have sitters help out. Anne,
Hardly ever.
Charlotte.
Okay.
But yeah, that's really the biggest thing is you have to get enough sleep. Yeah, and then like I brought my spring energies because I mean lately we've been finding that I'm actually not getting enough protein, and so like this is what I take because it doesn't upset my stomach.
Okay.
So I can be in a triathlon and I'll take a 250 calorie on the bike. I'll take 130 minutes before I start, and I'll have an additional 100 on me to take during the run. So I'm taking in about 450 calories. Sometimes maybe not enough. And I'll have a post meal. I used to be really good about that to take. Right now in the mornings, I started a whey protein that I put with oat milk and then coffee the night before, so that I'm getting about 15 grams of protein. I can eat it and work out, and it doesn't upset my stomach. Because I was finding if I'm just working out, my coach was on me, Jennifer Harrison, multi-sport coaching, was that if I'm not taking something in, I'm not getting enough protein because everything's so fast in the morning. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm amazed at, because I see your Strava post at 5 you're in the pool. I see that all the time.
And you're raising kids, and your wife, and your work,
You're a
and
principal.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
It just,
that's
it's amazing. It always.
But you'd be surprised the triathletes that are like high like very successful. And that one guy that we met through Jennifer Harrison, he was in Spain. Isn't he a nuclear physicist?
Yeah, they're all high-end psychopaths.
We're a little tight. Hey.
Let's just say you're very
I'm just a regular
organized.
particle physicist.
We are, yeah. I mean, you just have to be regimented, and you need to make sure that you get enough sleep. And like,
Well, how do you
lately-
even do that though? You just go. You just fall asleep?
No, no. But we do try to have like by 9 o'clock. I know
Oh,
that
9 o'clock works. We're out.
if I'm not asleep at 9 o'clock, trying to get up at 4:40 in the morning is pretty difficult. So I'll
But you
get,
just go to sleep. Just put your head down and you're sleeping.
you know, generally.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll read for a
Okay,
little bit,
okay.
or we'll. Yeah, but like the
We're
girls.
lights out at 9.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
it.
done.
And the girls are pretty structured too. 7:30 at night.
Yeah,
Lights
they're
are out.
7:30, so.
Lights are out for the girls at 7:30 because they're up by
But
5:45.
Mom and Dad get to wake up all the time in the wrong time. They get to
We wake up at the
Go to
wrong
bed
time. That's
at
right.
11.
Way too early.
Wait till-
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So, well, I appreciate you listening. I don't know. I think it's exciting, and the thing is I'm not an Olympian, but anybody can do this. But you have to be dedicated. You don't just get it. So I think when people are like, "Oh, I want to be an Olympic athlete," I can't even imagine because I'm anywhere from 6 to 10 hours of training. Because if you think about like driving and lifting, at least one day a week I'm doing lifting with weights, and one day a week I'm doing like a strength core body weight. And I used to do more, but it's just hard now. And we have a weight room in our basement.
Bye, Mommy.
Okay. Yes. Goodbye,
Get-
Annie.
get
I'm so
well.
happy you came. Thank you, Ruby.
Where are you going?
She's going to the doctor. She's going to the doctor. Yeah.
To the doctor.
The thing that always interests me most is how do you keep your head in the game? I mean, training physically, you've got a trainer who sets up your routine, but how do you keep that in the game?
She is so
I
focused.
don't, well, but I think it's like my outlet. You know, like everybody has your thing that you like love
Right.
to do, and I generally love to work out. I think my biggest fear is when I don't want to go, which hasn't, I don't generally have that. I mean, I will say
Okay.
more this spring, but I think that's because I don't have anything that's like,
So that competition is what drives you.
yeah, so like in August, we'll see how my training and everything plays out, and that's why I need to do competitions before that to make sure I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
If I do well and I qualify for Worlds in 2026, that gives you a whole nother year. I mean, it's like that's a whole year. It's not that fall. It's another year that you're like, I'm gonna be with Team USA. I don't want to show up not prepared. I want to show up and race. I'm not there to just do it. Even though, yes, I would love to be top 3 at Worlds, but I don't think people understand. For women my age in their 40s, the top women are doing sub 6 20-minute miles. They're swimming minute 30 or faster hundreds, and they're biking over 23 miles an hour. And so my bike is right there with the top women. My swim I'm working on. I've gone to swim clinics. My run it's just slowing down a little. Yes, you do. But like that is just getting faster in the swim. I've cut minutes off of my triathlon just from the swim. Yeah.
We used to run with her. We'd run races with her, Shannon and I, or the other young lady that used to go with us. Can't think of her name right now. Buongiorno. Last name is Buongiorno.
Yeah. I know. who you're
And they would
talking
be
about.
out and back races, and we'd be going out. She'd be coming back, and we'd be like, "Oh, Emily, hi," and she's like, doesn't even see us.
I
never even saw us, and like we're like, you know,
I know. I did.
she was that's how focused she was. So
Put
just
my blinders on.
she had her blinders on, and her mind was just totally mindset where she was going.
Yeah.
We figured that out after about 3 races. Don't even say hi because she's focused.
And I remember Dawn. I remember calling Dawn at one point. I found out like I was going to Worlds and I ordered a tri bike, but at the time, do I even have them on? Oh, I don't have my aero bars on. There was a rule that said your aero bars couldn't go past the hood. And I didn't know that rule, and then I called Don and I was sobbing, and then he stopped the order on my bike, and he was so sweet, and then we got something different, and yeah, but I don't know.
And we don't break the rules, we bend them.
Yeah, but now the draft legal, you can't even have the short arrow bars, but it's perfect because so draft legal, we take the arrow bars off. I race this bike. Then for the standard distance, we put the arrow bars on, and then I can bring one bike. Because some people will go to these races and they'll bring 2 bikes.
Sure.
It's crazy. They'll bring 2 bikes because they want their triathlon bike. But so many of the 24-mile bike rides, they're hilly. It would make more sense to have a crit bike than or I guess my Madonna is great for like road racing. I love that bike. There's times I want to do a half Ironman, but I don't think I have the time to do it as well as I would like. I know that was my goal. I don't want this to get tossed.
Oh.
I mean, my name is in this. And it's like, hello, the mom
I
issue.
know. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I
That
think
is
I
cool.
did that. But thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we
Sorry,
love-
but I probably should
having
have helped advertise more, but
Well,
You know
it just
what?
all just depends on people, whatever.
now
So-
you can share my story.
I think people hear about something like this and they want to come, but then it's a long day at work and
Oh
the
my
thought
gosh.
rolls around and
I know today I had some stressful things that ended and I was so relieved and I thought, oh, I get to come and talk about what I love tonight.
yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
yes.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's so special and like there's like so many stories. And when I was in Texas, this gal took third. She thought she was third. I finished behind her, but because I started later, I took her third place. And then guess what? She went to Abu Dhabi and guess where she finished? Fourth place.
Oh.
She was in third and I came up again behind her. But do you know what happened in Spain?
She got third.
She got third. She did in the sprint, but she's in the next age group for me.
Okay.
She's a year over, so yes. But I hope to continue
So
it.
she's 50?
No, she's 45 to 49. Mom is 40 to 44.
I
This is
know.
my last year in
You said-
40 to 44.
You said next
Age group 45 to
Kids are brutal.
49. Because that's how old she was.
I thought it was 40 and then 50.
No, they're 5-year age groups. Yeah, so like Nell Norton, some of you might know Nell. She's competing as well. She qualified. But
She's
they
Nell.
but they roll back and yeah. Maui's out there. I was out on my bike the other weekend for the first time. I haven't taken this one out yet and got some qualms.
Mommy.
I was
Oh,
out there to get
with,
those qualms.
Caracas? Who'd you go
What?
with? Emily who?
No, I just went by
All
myself.
by yourself?
I just went by myself. That's another thing, I guess, of just going by myself because it's hard to
Coordinate?
coordinate. But then I'm like, if I go by myself, I'm probably getting faster because I got to deal with the wind and push through everything. And
And you don't want to be slow.
yeah, and these are like, it's super important. You have to know the race course. Like if you wouldn't believe how many athletes do wrong turns or things and they get disqualified at Worlds. So it's super important. I always print everything off. Every race you go to, they have an athlete guide and you need to print the whole thing off and read through it. And it's stressful because you have to get there and you have to know where you have to be for the check-in meeting and you have to have documents done ahead of time and get checked in and get the band for this. And then you have to go back the next day and bring your bike for this and get the band for the next race. And so when you go, it's at least 4 days of strict, when can I go swim? When can I, yeah, so I never thought I would qualify, but I have for the last 4 years and it's been a blast.
And we like being on the journey with you.
Thank you.
Yes.
We do.
Thank you.
It's
Yes.
amazing how many really world-class athletes there are in Lake Geneva for endurance sports. Like you, Chris, well, Mike's not here anymore, but it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, this is the perfect place. I mean, I think for biking, running, swimming. There's the Swim of Legends this summer, if you haven't heard, on Saturday or Sunday, July 27th.
Are you a legend?
Not yet. Emily Kraukolitz, Darla Innes, and Lindsay, what's Lindsay's last name, the coach? Spoden, S-P-O-D-E-N, with the Ducks. We're each doing 2 miles of the 8-mile race from Fontana to
Okay. Oh,
Bigfoot.
that's
And
what we're-
Ann and Shannon
Yep.
Blay are going to be our support staff, and they're going to,
You gonna get there on time?
yes.
She said yes.
Is that good?
Yeah,
That was
you
good, right?
will.
Yeah, that was good. I get a
We'll
point
get
for
there
that
on
one.
time. But yeah, like it's a big thing. It makes me think of who's the woman that swam from Cuba to Florida? Oh, no,
Diana Nyad.
Diane. Yeah, so you have to have your swim, like for road racing bikes, you have to have your, not
You
USAT
should watch
license, but your
the
cycling
documentary
license.
about her, Nyad. It's on Netflix. It's a pretty good
You have to have qualifying times to do the whole 8 miles, so they won't let you do it.
In here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is not a charity, it was pretty expensive. Each person, you get your team of 4, there's time commitments you have to make. You cannot get out of the water, so once I get in,
Yeah.
I cannot get out of the water. You cannot wear a wetsuit, you cannot wear a buoy. And then I'll do 2 miles.
Can I tell you a story about a triathlon?
Yes.
It was down in Williams Bay, I don't know, 6,
Oh.
7 years ago.
The escape one where you qualified for Alcatraz?
Yeah, well, I was on the bike team for Team Triumph.
Yeah.
And I was down in the water helping getting the boats ready. And then I left to go get on my bike. And while I was out on the bike with the captain, somebody from the triathlon came down and found Jeremy Hodeker and said my tag had never come out of the water.
Oh,
So they were making discreet inquiries just because I had gotten close enough to the
make
water.
sure that
I was
you were
recording.
okay.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny.
Oh, that's scary.
What's
There
that?
is, what?
We have to put a sticker on her helmet.
Wait, was there a sticker on that one?
No, we have to put one on.
Which one?
We have a small one.
Mommy, when
Yeah,
we
we
went to
should.
my Chicago triathlon, we didn't even have to swim. We could touch the water. the
Shh,
whole
don't
time.
tell anybody that. They don't need to know that that's what you could do. But you swam. You swam. There's the number one triathlete in the state of Tennessee. She actually goes to the Olympics, and she is a para for visually impaired, and she'll do it with Paralympics. And so I met her in Texas when I did the nationals there, and she helped me and taught me how to mount on my bike and get my shoes hooked up with the rubber bands and run, and I did it at the Xterra race. I was so proud of myself on the mountain bike, and these are things that save you so much time.
Sure.
That I don't know, I guess you don't really think about it. And I always run with my water bottle, and my coach says you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I never go for a run without water, even if it's 3 miles. I always have hydration. It's important, and it's not fun, but you get used to it. And then my swim cap, because Montreal was, I guess I must have had it, and I had so much fun. I mean, we swam like, I don't know, St. Lawrence, like, the water goes the opposite direction, and it was frigid. And then I told you there was a story about these because they cut into our legs, and my legs got infected, and I had to go to the emergency room when I got back. And then this company, Zone 3, they sent me 3 other kits, and then I still had issues. I'm sure they went bankrupt, and that's why they don't sponsor us anymore. And then they sent me a pro kit, and so I swam in this in Montreal, raced in this in Abu Dhabi, and then this is what I got to race in Hamburg, and then I have a new one that I used in Spain. But yeah, they just crazy, and I got to be part of the #1 relay in Montreal, and then the first guy disqualified. He got a flat tire.
Yeah.
They were projected to be the first relay team. It was like fun, just fun stuff. And you all do a super sprint. It's super fast. Yes.
Cut into your leg.
What cut into my leg? The band. And I had all the stuff you were supposed to put on, and it's still cut in, and just everybody's body is different, and you move your body differently. Yeah, what a blast. And we went to Portugal after, and it's
been good.
Exciting.
been great. Yeah, so thank you. Now
Thank
you all
you.
need to
Thank
go
you.
have your dinner, and
We all need to go work out.
All I have to do is
So we're prepared for a
no.
race.
Well,
already got her
tomorrow's a
working.
swim at 5 a.m. if you want to join.
Things to do.
Tomorrow's a swim. Today was a bike.
When will you start in the lake?
Probably not until it's at least 60.
Okay.
So I know people think like, oh, you have a wetsuit, but I just dare people at 60 degrees to put your face in the water and do
Yeah.
the freestyle, because it is cold. It takes your breath away. And you can get hypothermia so quick and you won't even realize it.
Hmm.
And when we go from Library Park, and we'll go, sometimes we'll go a mile out down past Covenant Harbor, and if you can't feel your feet and you start losing the feeling on your hands, that's no good. So don't worry, I'm not stealing anything. These are not mine.
Of all people, I wouldn't.
We have it there. Yeah, but I guess that's kind of my little story. And Anne, you had that lovely banner when I came back from Abu
and then
Dhabi.
it fell down.
That was just like a dream come true, let me tell you. So if you want to
I
do
feel
it-
bad I didn't make any of the trips with you. And
Oh
then,
my gosh, no. But if you want to do a triathlon, the Fox Lake one, they have a sprint one in June. I'll be doing
The
that.
little kid.
No, that's where the playground was, but that is not,
is that where we went with her? Fox Lake?
No, Wakanda.
Wakanda, this way we want, okay.
Yep.
And this
then
one's in Fox Lake, you said?
Fox Lake, it's disgusting.
Has it really? Yeah.
It has a cool playground, but swimming in Fox Lake is the #1 panic lake. I mean, even last year I panicked a little. It's so gross.
Dirty.
It's gross. And then like when you go to change, you have all this brown stuff in your suit. It's disgusting.
And why do you do it?
Because Trudy runs it, and I like Trudy. She's a friend of my coach, and she's really nice. She runs a good race, and it's USAT certified. So in order to go to nationals and worlds, you need to do USAT certified races. So Fontana is USAT, Wakanda is, Chicago went back to USAT last summer.
How many do you have to compete in?
You have to, previous to last year, you had to be top 3 at 3 different races to qualify for nationals.
Okay.
But now they're really trying to up the number of people competing. So I think if you just do like 1 or 2 races and you somewhere finish in an age group, you can get invited or you can petition to go.
Okay.
Just because they're trying to get more people to join. Yeah. Yeah, but this year I'll probably, I don't know, do at least 4 races. I don't know if I'll do any more than 4. We'll see.
I heard that the marathon that they were gonna do, the half marathon around the lake.
Canceled it.
Yeah, what
I
the
don't
people
think- I
people
don't-
couldn't get together?
I actually don't think they had all the right rules and regulations figured out.
For the towns or?
Yeah, because it was supposed to go through town. One of our teachers was gonna do it, and then she said they changed the course. I'm like, well, maybe they changed the course because they didn't have permitting. So I don't know, and then maybe not enough people signed up.
It's
So,
a shame though, because we've got
Yes.
such an area for that kind of stuff. Like you said, it's great training, therefore it's also great for races.
I know.
The one that used to be in the Bigfoot, what was that one called? It wasn't the superhero, but that was it?
No, that's just the
No.
run, but the Bigfoot triathlon.
Yeah, remember that?
know, I
They
love
stopped that.
I think that's what got me hooked because
Yeah.
it's right down the road.
Yeah.
But the Fontana one, it is a tough, and that is a hard race. And now somebody else is taking it over and running it, but it's still going to be USAT. I love that race.
Are they going up the hill?
Always
Bike or running?
run.
Oh, okay.
And you go up. And then you go down to Covenant Harbor, or not Covenant Harbor,
Oh,
George Williams.
George Williams.
And then you come back up. And then
Okay.
2 years
Oh.
ago when Yerkes was closed, we had to go down into the bay and then back up.
Okay.
It's a lot.
There's a
Yes.
lot, yeah. I don't even
It's
like
a lot.
that ride.
Yes.
Even when we do it, just the route, I don't even like that.
It's crazy.
a lot.
Yeah.
Here, we can help, let Hazel and I help with chairs and
We got that, don't you worry.